Well, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to today's episode. Yes, I am tucked away, scarf around my neck, and I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a blanket on my knees. I'm sitting in the hall at the top of the stairs because the light is better there. So I hope everyone is well. Today I want to discuss yesterday's video, and I will link it above. It was why I wear a uniform. And that video has proven to be quite popular, but that theme is very, very popular. And I've done many, many videos about that, on why I wear a uniform. And the feedback that I get, because I've read, maybe I've done a dozen, maybe more videos on this theme, the feedback that I get is from you, from your comments, and that's why I really, really like them, is that most people, while they don't have a uniform, they aspire to wearing a uniform or having a uniform, and it's the simplicity of wearing clothing, that type of idea, that concept of wearing a uniform. And if you're new here to this channel, where have you been? But a uniform, as I deem it, is just having a select number of pieces of clothing. And it's sort of like a 10-item wardrobe, but I don't like to put myself in a box. So if I go to 11 or 12 pieces, hey ho, that's just what it is. But it's really consolidating what clothing I have. And I want to discuss as to why I did this, how I did this, but also the concept behind it and how you can apply this to other areas of your life. But before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Carolyn Chebaro, and I am a speaker, a facilitator, and a mentor to women who want to reimagine their life, just give themselves a shakeup. I can tell you that I left the United States earlier this year. I sold all my belongings, car, house, most of my belongings, and Miss Evie and me, my Chihuahua, left. And currently we are in Northern Ireland. Soon to change. Stay tuned. So I want to tell you how I came to this idea of wearing a uniform. Call it whatever you like. But it wasn't that I woke up one day and I thought, I've had enough of this, and I've started to just get rid of all my clothing and just keep a core piece. That wasn't the case. It would have been an unwise thing to do, because you and I know that clothing is an investment, and really you don't really know what you like until it's not there. It's that piece of clothing that you wish you didn't get rid of. So it wasn't a matter of saying, okay, I'm getting rid of all this clothing. That would have been very, very foolish. But what it was I decided that I was going to be the person who limited her clothing, who wore a uniform. That was the decision. I decided that that's what I was going to do. And then I became that person, and then I morphed into that. And slowly but surely, I looked at what I was wearing and why I liked it. And there are tips and methods to do that. And I have lots of videos on that. But that's how it all happened. And so, voila, one day, all I had was a uniform, because I decided that that's what I was going to do. It wasn't a matter of as just overnight becoming a person who wore a uniform. So it was the decision in my mind, this is the route I want to go down. And this leads me to something to a mindset. You can apply that concept to anything in life. Here's another example. If you want to run a marathon, you will not run a marathon 24, 25 miles overnight. That's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. But you can become a runner who is training for a marathon. You see the difference? One is looking in the future of being a marathon runner, and one is being in the present of being a runner, and deciding that you're going to be a runner, becoming that person who is the runner. So, as in my example, I wasn't a person overnight that wore a uniform. I decided beforehand I was going to be the person who wore a uniform. I took on that persona, just as a marathon runner does. So you can use this strategy of making lots of changes in your life. It's once you make that decision, then you embody that person. For example, again, if you want to live in a tiny house, you don't have to sell your house right away, but you can decide that that's what you're going to do, and then slowly, slowly become that person who lives in a tiny house by not putting things in your home that overwhelm you, by not keeping things that you don't like. You can become that person who lives in a tiny house and eventually live in a tiny house. So I hope I've explained that correctly and that you understand. The whole concept is you have a goal or a desire, and you become that person that fills that desire, and eventually it will happen. Does that make sense? I hope it does. That's it for the day. Side note, I am preparing to move on. I am going to, next week, I've got a presentation to do in Belfast on Saturday. And then when that's finished, then I am going to look for a flight. Not telling you where, but Miss Evie is staying in here while I scout around. I'll be away about a week. I'm going to try and do my best to continue with these videos because I made a commitment to do that. And so stay tuned. All I can say, here's a hint. I'm not going to have to be wearing so much clothing. So, once again, I hope you, I really appreciate your comments below because it inspires me, it lets me understand how you're thinking and how I can support you on your road to reimagining your life, whatever that may be. And until tomorrow, folks, I wish everyone a good day. Stay well, stay safe. Should I add stay warm, Carolyn? And I will see you soon. Cheerio. Toodles.